Then I think we're live. Hey, everybody
live.
or nobody. I don't know who's listening.
I just got a notification. All right.
Yeah,
so
same.
I'm going to we call it LBC, like, bookmark, and comment, which really gives, because it promotes it. That's the big thing. Let's go. Okay. And I'm going to repost on my feed. All right. Join us.
Yeah, join us. It's a blast.
Yeah, join us. Okay.
I didn't realize that the comment is also a helpful thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The bookmark is the algorithm, the like, the comment, and
I don't know that can you bookmark from the Mac Twitter app?
On the desktop? Yeah, I just did it. Yeah,
How
there's that little bookmark tag there right below the post.
You're using the app called Twitter?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm using a web browser.
That's why. Okay.
That's why. Yeah. Yes.
Like I'm pretty good with the computers. I miss things sometimes. It's fine, but
all right. So that's good. And I'm going to go because I'm going to send it to my group here too. Got it. Okay. Copy, record. All right. Very
bookmark.
good.
Interesting about the bookmark. Huh.
Yeah.
All right. So we game the algorithm. I like it.
Yes. Live now with Business Brain. Okay, great. Anytime you're ready to start, I'm ready to start, and we can go to town.
There we go.
Yes, look at that. That's like the Matrix.
It is like the Matrix, I know.
Yeah.
I just want to pull up the hide apps. Yeah, hide them. It's fine.
Cool.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're streaming where I think we're streaming. And yep, we are.
If you're just joining us, we're getting ready to roll.
Yeah, we're rolling. Let's do that. And here we go. Oh, do I have this where it needs to be? I have this where it needs to be. No, I wasn't ready, but now I'm ready. Okay. Business Brain, episode 522 for Wednesday, February 7th. Wave all your fingers at your neighbor day 2024. That's right. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where you join us while we all dissect a couple of issues. We analyze them. We dig into them. We use them to tune our business brains every single time we get together. Sponsors for this episode include GoSquaredAway.com/contact. Squared Away empowers highly educated military spouses to become your trusted remote executive assistants. We have more details about that we'll share in a little bit. For now, here in Durham, New Hampshire, I'm Dave Hamilton.
And out in Lafayette, California, I'm Shannon Jean, where we just went through this massive, bomb, cyclone, Pineapple Express, atmospheric river party.
All right.
Yeah, it was good. And I mentioned the weather, not because I'm old and want to talk about the weather all the time, although that sometimes happens. I want to start today to talk about responsiveness as it's related to something I just went through. So we have a few minutes before we get into the meat of the show.
Yeah.
So we recently bought a rural piece of property with a couple of houses on it on a river that we love, and we're gonna rent out to guests, and we're gonna hold events out there. And of course, after about 4 or 5 months, our furnace went out.
Of course it did.
Of course it did. And this was the first piece of property we bought in years ever, I think, that we didn't get the home warranty on it, so we had to suck it up and fix the furnace.
Yeah, of course.
So that's a whole other story. But
home warranties can really, especially in the first year of home ownership, I know it's an insurance policy and it's built for the insurance company to profit, but I've loved them. But anyway, you have something else to talk about.
Yeah. Yes. So we've done shows about having a sense of urgency, being responsive. So I had a contractor go up, inspect the furnace, call back and said, yeah, it's, you need a new one. It's not repairable.
Sure. It's done. Yeah.
I said, okay, great. And he said, yep, I'll get a quote, follow up. I said, okay, wonderful. So about a week went by, I didn't hear anything. And so I had my real estate agent. I said, hey, is there somebody else? She said, yeah, I'll send somebody else out. We can take a look at it. So I got this guy come back, literally called me while he was there and said, look, here's the deal. I can do it. It's $4,500. Do you want me to do it? I can get it done next Saturday. I said, yeah, that's awesome. Let's go. And so I approve it. He goes out. And so time goes by a little bit. We got this new furnace. Everything's working great. A month later, I get a phone call from the first company that went out. And it says, hey, Shannon, I'm so-and-so from so-and-so Heating and Air. I've got your quote ready.
What?
And I want to send it to you. And I said, well, it's pretty cold up there, right? The temperatures have been in the 30s. And I said, I've contracted with somebody else and already had it fixed. And this is an admin, or I don't know, maybe she was the owner. I had no idea. But she says, well, I wouldn't blame you. And I said, yeah, I had to get somebody. And so they send me the quote, and the quote is like $7,000, and I paid $4,500, and the guy got it done within a week.
Yeah, within a week. Because with a furnace repair, certainly here in the Northeast, time is of the essence.
You can't use the house. I mean, I went up to try to fix it myself, and it was 37 when I went in the house, and I turned on all the fireplaces and everything.
We humans don't do well with that.
Yeah. My point is getting that sense of urgency in your business. If you want the business, you have to have systems and SOPs in place that get to people quickly. And I'm going to do a post later this afternoon up on X, on Twitter, if you follow me at Shannon Jean, all about how you get that sense of urgency. And we've done it on our show. If you go to businessbrain.show and just search for urgency, you'll find we've done a couple episodes on it before. But it's crucial for success. You have to do it if you're going to grow your company. There's just no way around it.
There's no way around it. You have to be responsive, because even if you are the only company on the planet that does the thing, like if you are, there's a whole other conversation to have. But even if that's true, customer service still is customer service. Like, you might not have to be as responsive, because if you're the only one that can do it, well, there you go. But that's not a good way to treat customers. As soon as someone else comes in that can do something similar, people will go to them. You're out. Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
It was crazy. But anyway, that's my story for today.
I'm going to acknowledge the fact, because I'm just noticing it everywhere, and we're months past this transition. I think Elon Musk really screwed things up by changing the name. Talk about ruining a brand, because every time you say on the show, or I say on the show, we talk about X, Twitter, or Twitter/X. And it's true of everyone who talks. No one just says, "Oh yeah, I did this on X." No one.
But eventually, remember when there was a car company called Datsun? If you're older,
I do. I remember Datsun and Nissan.
They changed to Nissan, and for several years they put both names on the cars. I can remember looking at the back, and it said Datsun, Nissan, and eventually, we became. But it will be interesting to see.
I don't think that's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Like in internet
it's
time,
even hard to. It's even hard to just say it. Oh, I'm up on X. You just say, well, you're on the X platform or whatever. And I agree with you that was just a silly.
It was an ego stroke.
Yeah. I've had this for my whole life, and I wanted to build this massive thing called X. Whatever.
All right, Business Brain listeners, ever feel like your to-do list is a bottomless pit? Like every time you tick something off, 3 more tasks magically appear? I've been there, especially when trying to juggle recording schedules for the show or diving deep into research for the next episode. And let's not even talk about splitting my focus in meetings. I tried taking notes once and ended up doodling my way to a new podcast logo on ChatGPT instead. Oops. But here's a game changer. Our sponsor, Squared Away. It's not just about delegating. It's about delegating with style. They match you with remote executive assistants who are military spouses. Talk about a win-win. Your business gets top-notch support, and you're supporting military families too. These assistants aren't just reactive. They're like time-saving ninjas, proactively slicing through your to-do list before you even know what's next. They're the secret ingredient to keeping your business brain focused on the big picture. Squared Away offers custom plans, and their assistants work on U.S. time zones as W-2 employees, not contractors. Whether it's administrative support, personal tasks, or spearheading your team's next project, Squared Away has got your back. So, are you ready to turbocharge your productivity and live that charmed life? Don't wait. Contact Squared Away today to find out how they can help your business thrive. Just go to gosquaredaway.com/contact. That's gosquaredaway.com/contact. And our thanks to Squared Away for sponsoring this episode. So this is going to become the customer service episode, Shannon, or yet another customer service episode. You were just talking, the whole responsiveness thing, customer service, rebranding the name of your company, making it difficult for your users, bad customer service. And I got some bad customer service this week, too. We did some, with the business that I never talk about, we did decided to do and then did some influencer marketing because it's in a world that I don't have any influence in, right? Like if it was tech, I turns out I'm kind of a tech influencer in that sense, right?
Right.
Business, at this level, influencer, not in this other world. So fine, but I know the value of influencer marketing. I've been doing it 25 years. So it's like, fine, find the company that's essentially the backbeat media of that world. And we, told them what we wanted to do. Great. Okay. We set a budget, all good. They even said, they're like, great, we're going to treat this as a prove it campaign. And I'm like, I like that term. I'm going to use that term. Right. Yeah, exactly. And so great. We're all on the same page. They know. I told them, I said, we're spending $5,000 with you. Right. Okay. If this proves out, I'll spend $50,000 next month.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't I? Yeah, right. So we're all on the same. And I made it clear to them, like, there is more budget here. There is effectively unlimited budget, because of the way this business works. Okay, great. Not unlimited budget forever, but, if you can bring me users that earn me money, well, I'll keep paying for those users. That's how this works. Yeah. So, okay, great. So they come up with these things. They run a bunch of these influencers past us. There's some YouTubers. There's some Twitter/X things, whatever.
Yes.
All that, and some like blog posts, and we're like, okay, if this is the stuff that you think is going to work, that's great. Okay, great. So we start doing this, and
this is, let me interrupt. This is not like a branding campaign. This is a direct. They're going to respond. Something's going to happen. Yeah. You're going to track what happens.
Yeah, we run a web. The website is essentially a website where you come and you can earn essentially money for yourself by doing like little things. Take a survey, install an app or something, like do a thing, earn money, right? So this is it. Like nobody pays to join our site. You just do it. It's great. And so they did all this stuff, and we put like little coupon codes along with each of the influencers, so that their followers would actually get like free money on the site, so like, nice. Okay, right. Like all the things that I know you're supposed to do. Just like on the show, we use like custom URL codes sometimes so that you get a discount and that sort of thing. So then we were post-morteming this campaign, and one of the tweets had, this person's got, 500,000 followers or something. There were 166 comments on the tweet, 544 retweets, 330 likes. I think they said there were 46,000 views on the tweet, and there were 2 signups. And then there was another tweet that was very similar in terms of the metrics that I just said, 0 signups. And so I went to them and I'm like, we need to talk.
Yeah.
Because what happened here.
That does not prove it.
It doesn't prove it, right? Not even close.
The opposite. Yeah.
It's the opposite. And then I started digging into these tweets, and I'm looking, and it's like, the comments are amazing. There's probably a dozen or more comments from all different users with different accounts that all say, amazing project, smile emoji. Looking forward to this one, muscle flex emoji. Like literally copy paste all the way through. And it's like, these are bots.
Those are bots. Yeah.
So I told the people, I'm like, we need to talk because it looks like these are like rife with fraud. These people you brought to us. And we get on a call and I told them ahead of time, like I gave them a day's notice. I didn't want to blindside them. I wanted to let them do their research. I didn't need to see whether they felt like surprised.
You have the data.
I don't care.
Yes.
I want to talk about it. So do your research, figure it out, come to the meeting informed. Great. So show up at the meeting and they're like, I know the term fraud is really like not, essentially saying we don't like to use that word. I'm like, okay, well, but it is.
That's just languaging. I mean,
that's just language, but fine. Potato. And then they said, but like influencer marketing is like, the audiences of these things are like, 70, 80% bots. And I stopped him and I said, no, that's not true. I've been an influencer for 25 years. Certainly, I know that there are bots following me, but I also know that when I recommend products, people buy the products. And when they comment on them, there might not be as many comments as these, but the comments are related to the products I'm talking about. People are reading the things that I tweet. They're listening to the things that I say, and they're either reacting or not, depending on whether it's a good fit or whatever. But the reactions aren't fake. Like they're legitimate.
What did they? Yeah, and what was their response to that?
And then they said, "Well, then why did you pick these influencers?" And I'm like, we said, we didn't pick these influencers. Yeah. You did.
We hired you to pick them.
Yes. I'm like, if I did this with one of my clients and just said, well, why did you pick that podcast to be on if you knew it was fraud? It's because you told me to, Dave. I was just blown away. And so we chatted after this. I have an assistant that works with me on this kind of stuff, and she was actually running this campaign, kind of managing it. But we worked together on it, and we talked about it. And of course, she hears me talk about the 2 tokens of customer service, and I wasn't even thinking of it this way. At the 2 tokens, that's right. Yes. And she said, "I can't believe." She's like, "You laid down both tokens for them." And gave them the opportunity, and they still picked the wrong one. Like you fed them this, and they could have been like, "Oh, we are so sorry. This is terrible." And like all they have to do is tell me it's more terrible than I said it was, and now we're on the same page. It gets you on the same side of the desk.
So a quick primer on the 2 tokens, if you've not listened to that episode, or we've mentioned it over and over, but in customer service, there's a theory that there's only 2 responses. And the one response is, oh, it's no big deal. Whatever. And the other response is, it's the end of the world. It's the worst experience of my life. And there's 2 people in the conversation, each party gets to only pick one. And if you lay those out there, and if you pick the wrong one, which like the people selling you this influencer marketing did, they're telling you it's no big deal. It's just the way it is. It's 80%. Dave's only choice is to pick, yes, it's a big deal because it's fraud and it's terrible. And so, it's a really good example of why your service provider should have said, Dave, we're so sorry. This is incredible. Let's do something. Let's try something else.
Let's do something. Let us deal with this
another
for you.
Give us another shot.
Yep.
Yeah. You're saying it's fraud. That really, wow, that's the most concerning thing out there. And then Dave would have gone, hey, that's great. Okay, let's keep working together and get this right.
Yeah, this isn't that terrible. Like we're going to be able to fix this. And it, we have they did a thing which I liked. When we started this project, they linked their Slack group with ours. So we have like a kind of a dedicated channel in our Slack workspace that's with them, right? They don't see the rest of our Slack workspace. We don't see the rest of theirs, but there they were. And they're a relatively small company too. And their CEO is one of the 4 members of their company that's in our Slack workspace. We had an account rep, and when I posted about this and I said, this is fraud, we need to talk, I tagged their CEO. Like, I think he needs to be here too, because this is a big deal. Like, I couldn't possibly have communicated to them to any greater degree how important this conversation was going to be to me.
Yeah,
right.
To you.
And the CEO not only didn't show up, but he still hasn't said anything to me, and we haven't heard anything from them. Yeah. So
great example.
Crazy.
It's
crazy.
And the influencer thing is fascinating. I'd love to talk more about it on our Friday episode. This whole concept of do you need millions of followers or hundreds and hundreds of thousands, or do you really just need 1,000 true fans to make your business work?
I am looking forward to talking about that. I have thoughts. I have opinions. Yeah.
Awesome. Yes. It's good.
Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. Make sure to visit our sponsor, of course, GoSquaredAway.com/contact. You can find all those links at businessbrain.show. You can send in feedback to us at feedback@businessbrain.show. Keep living that charmed life, and we'll see you on Friday. Thanks.
Cool.
All right, we're out. Now we're in the weird lull in between. Yes, the in between. No, that's not post show. It's the between Business Brain episodes. There we are. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
As we prep to get ready for Friday's show. So those of you following, we stream the show on Tuesday live, and then we have 2 episodes out. One comes out on Wednesday. One comes out on Friday.
Yeah,
Dave
that is
puts
the plan.
finishing touches.
If I don't do this polishing now, I don't know when I'll do it.
Yeah, we're lazy podcasters. We like to do it all in one take and push it out. And then I spend about 10 or 15 minutes doing some artwork. Now it's much easier with
that's good. So you spend like 10 or 15 minutes on the back end.
Yeah.
I spend about the same amount of time on the front end getting everything prepped. It's a great partnership.
I always say the best ROI of any business I have is Business Brain.
Yeah.
Because not only do I love talking about business, and I would do it anyway, but the amount of time that you put in, I'm thinking about this stuff all the time anyway. I don't have to stop and say, wow, I got to prep for a couple hours, get ready for the show and everything. And the systems that you've put in place for us to plug into with, PowerPress and Offonic.
Oh yeah.
And all these great tools.
I'm an efficiency maniac, Shannon. That's the thing. Yeah.
It's perfect, man. It's perfect.
It is.
Yep. All right. Very good. Yeah. Matter of fact, I mean, everyone, when I mention the podcast, if they're in business, they always have lots of questions for me. How do you do it? What tools do you use? How do you get sponsors? All these kinds of things. It's really an interesting thing. And we've said it on the show before. We think every small business should have a podcast. It's another way to connect with your clients, for them to learn about your business. Also a great way to
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Yep. Great way to recruit employees and be able to, just put a face behind it, or your voice, and tell stories about your business and your own brand. Just people love it, man. Everybody is looking for connection, and audio and or video is just such a great way to do it.
Yeah, it's true. It's interesting when you, spoiler alert, folks, Shannon, you mentioned recently that, we should do more about, we should create some content about how to create a podcast.
Yep.
And when you first said it to me, I was like, why in the world? We don't need to do that. In my world,
yes,
because all I deal with is podcasters, right? So it's like, oh my gosh, we don't need to teach that. But it turns out, we do. And I don't disagree with you. I just, it would not have dawned on me to think to teach that, because it's like,
I'm an outsider. When I mentioned
but you're right. That's the thing. Yeah.
I'm the audience,
You are the audience,
guy.
right?
And when I tell people we've done this for 9 years.
Yeah, it's coming up this month.
Month, and 520 plus episodes. Somebody quoted me the other day, says, 95% of podcasts don't make it through the first year. some
definitely.
massive number,
Most don't make
right?
it to 10. No,
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
And so, there's something there, and something that we know about. We've done it for so long. Talk about persistence. So we're going to break it down and come up with some content that we can share with you. And
before I'm ready to go.
Great.
Well, almost. Before we go though, I when you lean in, I get a little bit of distortion on you. Well, no, just back off your gain. I can compress the level and normalize things. So
perfect. There we go.
Yep. Lean in a little bit for me.
Lean in a little bit. I don't want to be normalized, but
oh yeah, you do. Yeah, in audio.
On audio, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely do. Yeah. All right, great.
Cool.
That's good. I'm gonna save that. All righty, I am ready to do the next one.
Me too.
Here. Great. We will put that where it belongs. And here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Business Brain, episode 523 for February 9th, National Pizza Day 2024. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where we take a few ideas, we dissect them, we analyze them, we tear them apart and put them back together so that every single one of us can tune our business brains every time we get together. Sponsor for this episode is GoSquaredAway.com/contact. Squared Away empowers highly educated military spouses to become your remote executive assistants, and we'll tell you more about that in a little bit. For now, here on Casual Friday, I'm Dave Hamilton.
And I'm Shannon Jean. Glad to be here. Happy Friday.
Same. Happy Friday. And if you're watching the video, now it actually says Friday at the bottom of the screen. That's what threw me off there.
Switched it up.
If you pay attention and you have listened to the last episode, and of course you're listening to this one, you heard me on Wednesday wish everyone a happy wave all your fingers at your neighbor day. And today, of course, is National Pizza Day. It's also National Develop Alternative Vices Day, National Bagel and Lox Day, National Cut the Cord Day, International Winter Bike to Work Day. Nope. Wow. National Toothache Day. I hope nobody's celebrating that.
That's bad.
Yeah, I decided that on all of my podcasts, not just this one, I wanted to start doing this, where I pick one of the days of the day and just acknowledge it in the intro of the show. And I'm sure it'll evolve and tweak, and maybe I'll do away with it as if I decide it's silly. But I don't think so. I kind of like it. And it's something I've been thinking about for a little while. And it's one of those things I know that, we talked in the last episode about being an influencer. I know that it is important to have little catch phrases, mannerisms, habits, things you teach, little things that people associate with you, so that when they hear, oh yeah, I had pizza. Oh, Dave said it was National Pizza Day. Like that kind of thing is important. We say at the end of every episode, keep living your charmed life, right? Yeah. So that's it's true. It's something that grew organically here, but then we just stuck to it. And I think that this, everyone today has the opportunity to be an influencer. It's not like it used to be where Walter Cronkite was the only one, because he's the only one who had a platform. Every business has a platform out there, For sure. Even if you're not in the business of influencing, you are influencing on behalf of your business, or at least you could be. And I think, think about these things. Think about what you're already doing. Think about what interests you. Think about the things that make you chuckle a little bit, like, this National Day thing. This isn't going to, it's not going to change any lives, I don't think. But maybe it will. Fun. But it's fun. Yeah. That's it. Right. It's fun. When we started Mac Geek Gab, almost 19 years ago, there was no Twitter, right? There was no email, was truly the only sort of universal way that people could contact us. We put a voicemail thing together so people could use that too, which of course we have with this show too. 567-274-6977. You can text us or call us and leave us a voicemail there. It's in the show notes at businessbrain.show. But we had those two things, but it was all like we weren't working together with our audience, right? We were, they were sending us things, and then maybe we were, but it was this very asynchronous thing, and we weren't all doing the same thing. And I stumbled onto this silly game called Nation States. It's still alive at nationstates.net. And you run your own little nation, and all it is every day you get 5 issues that you vote on, and they are ridiculous things. Like, it's like, well, somebody had a problem because they tracked mud into the Capitol building, and you had to clean it all up. And so, what do you want to do about this? And you get 3 options, and they're all very eloquently worded, but it's basic. The options could be things like, well, ban all shoes, require that people clean their shoes every 5 steps, ridiculous things. And you just choose what you want your nation to do. And then you do that. And and there are different regions in this thing. So we created a region for Mac Geek Gab years ago, and it had a bunch of listeners all sort of enjoying playing this game together. And then we had a message board and things like that. Yeah. But it was a fun thing. And even to this day, we haven't done that. I think we stopped doing it 10 years ago or more. But I still hear from people that are like, oh, I loved when we used to do that. Those kinds of things.
You become known for, right?
That's it.
I saw a company, it's some food company, I don't know what it was, some kind of bagel, maybe a bagel company or something, but their tagline is not famous, but known.
Yes.
And I thought that was really great, right? Not famous, but known.
That describes me to a T, Shannon.
There you go. I think we should aspire to that.
Yes.
And it's a great.
I think it's pop-up bagels, because I put not famous but known in, and that's what came up. Yeah.
I was disappointed that they came up when I searched for them too, because I was like, I'm going to steal that.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you can steal stuff, like it happens.
Great artists steal, man. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
But it's a total different. 180 degrees from, we're talking about this massive influencer follower stuff like on the last show on Wednesday, and kind of leads into this concept that I just want to talk more about is really, instead of followers, fans, and how many true fans you need to build a successful business, whether you're a solopreneur or whether you're a huge HVAC company or a real estate professional, whatever it is. How many fans do you need to make it?
All right, Business Brain listeners, ever feel like your to-do list is a bottomless pit? Like every time you tick something off, 3 more tasks magically appear? I've been there, especially when trying to juggle recording schedules for the show or diving deep into research for the next episode. And let's not even talk about splitting my focus in meetings. I tried taking notes once and ended up doodling my way to a new podcast logo on ChatGPT instead. Oops. But here's a game changer. Our sponsor, Squared Away. It's not just about delegating. It's about delegating with style. They match you with remote executive assistants who are military spouses. Talk about a win-win. Your business gets top-notch support, and you're supporting military families too. These assistants aren't just reactive. They're like time-saving ninjas, proactively slicing through your to-do list before you even know what's next. They're the secret ingredient to keeping your business brain focused on the big picture. Squared Away offers custom plans, and their assistants work on U.S. time zones as W-2 employees, not contractors. Whether it's administrative support, personal tasks, or spearheading your team's next project, Squared Away has got your back. So, are you ready to turbocharge your productivity and live that charmed life? Don't wait. Contact Squared Away today to find out how they can help your business thrive. Just go to gosquaredaway.com/contact. That's gosquaredaway.com/contact. And our thanks to Squared Away for sponsoring this episode. All right. So I like where you were going with this, Shannon. So this idea of prioritizing fans instead of followers.
Yeah. So I've been talking about on the show, I'm trying to grow my social media presence on X/Twitter, as we mentioned last time. And good branding.
But see, we can brand this. Like if we stumble on to a funny way of saying X/Twitter, then we just start saying it. And then that's the only way we say it.
Exactly.
Thus far, it's just awkward. So we're workshopping it.
Yeah,
folks.
but so I'm in some growth groups, which is hugely helpful and beneficial, and you get to work with people and come up and share ideas, and the collaboration's awesome. And there's some guys that are just grind, focus, follower. I got to build this follower. Once I get to 1,000, then I can get us to 5,000. This says, and it's great. And I see that they could be successful doing that. My take on it's a little different because kind of like, you mentioned last time with social media followers that maybe are not real, maybe that are automated or bots. If you focus on finding people that perhaps could use your service or want to hear from you, want to hear your voice, and searching for, and I keep saying this in these groups, I say, hey, look, I'm looking for fans, not followers.
Yeah.
Because I want people that want to listen to what I have to say and want to share knowledge. And we've tried to build this collaborative thing here on Business Brain to grow our collective brains, having to do with business and frankly, life in general. So I think it's much better to connect with people on a much deeper level than just to fill up your stuff. Because if you have 1,000 or 5,000, all these followers, how many are really interacting? When I see a blog post and I go look, or a Substack post, and I see 20 or 30 comments, that's a lot. I look and go, wow, man, to get 20 or 30 comments on your blog post or your Medium post or whatever, or even on X-Twit, you have to have people that really want to connect, and you can see the authenticity. So my take on it, there's this concept called 1,000 True Fans. If you search on
it's Kevin Kelly, who is a co-founder of Wired, came up with it, or at least articulated it that way and branded it, if you will.
Yeah,
and Twixer wasn't around then, so
that's right.
But there's a lot to this, and his whole thing was all you need is 1,000 true fans, and you can, if you do it properly and you maintain a respectful relationship with them, you can monetize those 1,000 true fans into a career, into a salary, or into a livelihood.
Whatever. Yeah, livelihood. You can be a creator, or even if you're an entrepreneur providing different services or doing stuff on Etsy or whatever.
And I think some businesses you can do it with less than 1,000 true fans.
Yeah,
I mean, depending
what you do, and also what your definition of success is.
That's fair.
There's a lot online, and especially on
Twixer.
They call it SMB Twit or Retwit for real estate Twitter, SMB for small business Twitter. Everybody's talking about their successes, and it's like, okay, that's great, but I often say, if all you post is your successes, I think you turn people off, and you don't. It's
not authentic, right? That's a word that's way overused, but it's efficient.
It's not. It's not real. One of my most popular posts that I've ever done was when I laid out how I made $1 million mistake one afternoon when I said yes to something that I should have said no to.
It wasn't your marriage. Your marriage actually has been a great thing.
No. Yeah. Very
well,
successful.
somebody could probably make that same joke. Right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But the question I have on this 1,000 True Fans is, how many people do you have to get to follow you to create that 1,000 True Fans, right? You're not going to get it with just 1,000 followers or whatever, subscribers, because people don't pay attention. Everybody's thinking, what's in it for me? What value are you adding to my life?
Well, and that's how you get fans, is by continually adding value to their lives. And, what we talked about at the intro here, the silly things of being National Pizza Day, that can be a thing. I'll let you know if you'll let me know if that turns out to be a thing. I
have a question. I have a pizza question for you before we end the show.
Great.
I want to ask you, but
great.
Yeah. And so this whole thing of what value can add. It was a guy I was following on X, where I'm spending way too much time, obviously, but he was a deck builder that built a company called West Coast Decks, and he posted, say, "Hey, I got some new shirts in. Anybody want one? Send me a message, and I'll send you one."
Yep.
And I was like, "That's awesome!" Just reaching out, trying to share stuff, and so there's a lot of this. Like we started the show. What are you known for? What are you adding value? What is it that you're doing? Are you going, in my area, we always get these flyers like, "Hey, we'll come do a checkout of your HVAC system for $75 or whatever it is." Or if you're in the HVAC business, why don't you do free filter replacements? I saw a company this morning paying to advertise on Facebook that they'll come drop off free mulch at your house. So this was a tree business. They're cutting down trees.
Yep.
The thing that they have extra of every single day is the chips and the mulch. So they have this huge picture of a huge pile of mulch in your driveway, and they said, "Here, click here, and we'll come drop mulch in your yard." It's a local business to us. And you know that they're getting goodwill, the law of reciprocity. I'm giving you something for free, but it must be valuable enough for them to pay for a Facebook ad.
Well, they don't have to go pay to dump it somewhere.
They don't have to pay to dump
it.
Yeah, and I'll bet I know they're getting clients out of it.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. If you give me free mulch when I need to have tree work done, well, who are those people with the mulch?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you call Quality Tree Care? Those guys come every 6 months and drop mulch in my driveway. So adding value, building that fan base up is that's the focus, I think.
Yeah.
And that's the future. There's so much competition, trying to get your voice heard, especially if you're in I don't want to use, I will use this word, a commodity type business where everybody's competing on price. What can you do? What can you be known for? Is it the wrap on your trucks that looks kind of funny or whatever, your name? Is it the fact that you show up and you change people's filters for free or give free mulch? Think about it, and then let us know so we can talk more about it.
Yeah.
Feedback@businessbrain.show. We want to hear from you. We want to share your story. You can come on the show and talk about it. Next week, we have a great guest coming on that's going to talk about his business that's focuses solely on a local newsletter for a single town.
I want to learn about this.
Yeah, me too. And he's great. And now he's helping other entrepreneurs throughout the country start local newsletters and grow them with sponsorship and stuff. So come back and listen to us and share your stories and what are you known for? We'd love to hear it.
Now, Shannon, I know you wanted to ask a pizza question.
Okay,
I'll give you the answer. New Haven pizza is absolutely the best.
No, that's not the question. The question is
what?
Yes. What is the best condiment to put on pizza and why is it honey?
Huh. Interesting. Yeah.
If you have not tried honey on pizza, please try it and let me know what you think.
Yeah, no, I have tried it in Denver. That was the first place that I encountered it. And it there I was taught to use it just for like the crust.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I suggest drizzling it all over the combination of the savory and the sweet. Woo. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's amazing. Yep. That's for you. I don't have a heck of a sweet tooth, so I
do. Yeah.
I will try this on pizza because you recommended it, but I don't think I'll like it. Like I don't like here in New Hampshire.
Your preconceived bias here. You open up.
I know. I'm willing to try it, but like barbecue chicken pizza is a huge thing in New England,
I can do that.
I do not care for it.
No,
because they use the sweet. They use the sweet barbecue sauce. If they use the tangy stuff, I might be into that. So,
awesome.
Maybe hot honey. Maybe I'll try some of that.
Try
that spicy
Mike's
honey.
hot honey. Yeah, spicy honey would be great.
Like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
that works good.
Yep. Thanks for hanging out with us, folks. Tell us how you like how you like your pizza. Feedback@businessbrain.show. Also, tell us anything else you want to tell us, and make sure you check out our sponsor, GoSquaredAway.com/contact. Keep living that charmed life and have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Awesome. All right, those of you that stuck through
Hang
the
on,
entire...
you have to wait for me to tell you we've cut, because I got to cut the recording, and I need silence for that. It's fine. I'll edit that little bit out. But yeah.
Hard for me to be silent. Yeah.
I know. I
was going to end the stream. So
right.
you could chat,
That's fine. Yeah.
So thanks for hanging out with us if you watch the stream, and look for these episodes out Wednesday and Friday. Thanks.